Okay. Um, I hope everybody's getting this here. That's a lot of those who are not on this channel and wherever the age. I'm still waiting for to hear from the appeal from YouTube on those goblets that are called faggots, and they still haven't did anything. So I guess they don't wait the whole 72 hours, which I sent the appeal in, which would have been early Sunday morning, which means that I'll have to wait till Wednesday morning, which would be 72 hours. Nevertheless, we must continue on um, with this information. One of the biggest issues that these Saxons and Orientals um, cannot ingest or digest is high levels of radiation. All right. Our souls depend on extremely high levels of radiation, extremely high magnetic fields, extremely high electrical fields. Our souls depend on extremely powerful lunar and solar energy. Our souls are definitely cosmic in nature. Um, Theoretically, we cannot break down as do these Saxons and Orientals. Okay, I'll say in theory, because when these Saxons and Orientals get under, and we're not talking about the low level radiation like the chemotherapy, that's low level radiation. When you start talking about high level radiation, we're talking about pure cosmic energy at its highest level. And that's that 13 ether. All right, when you go past 9 ether, you're literally going past that point, that breaking point. These beings, they can take some of the 9 ether, but not all of the 9 ether. Okay, when we talk about 9 ether, we talk about the 9 different levels of ether that our bodies genetically hold. We hold 9 different levels of ether. You start dealing with the cosmic energy, you're talking about 13 ether, 14 ether, 15 ether. See, ethers, the ether literally mirrors itself, but it becomes higher and higher. Just like our soul has a soul, and that soul has a soul, and that soul has a soul. Your soul mirrors each other, just like the cosmos. The universes mirror each other, but they're different universes, but they mirror each other. The galaxies, they're different galaxies, but they mirror each other. And they create their own form and create their own atomic structure according to the area that they're in within that universe. Understand this. These Saxons are not able to contain 13 ether and as much as 10 ether. This is a 9 ether realm, a 9 ether planet. And there are planets that have brothers and sisters who are of a higher ether than us. Okay, we're 9 ether. Their brothers and sisters in 10 ether, 11 ether, 12 ether, 13 ether, and the ether goes on. Extremely powerful beings. Being 9 ether and our souls being in this manner, we're supposed to be on a higher level of, if you want to say consciousness, a high level of awakening, but we keep falling for the bullshit. Their bodies are not able to sustain certain levels of radiation. And when you start talking about ether, ether is highly radioactive. For their bodies to be in a raw 9 ether environment, they will begin breaking down. Okay. You're talking about extremely powerful radioactive energy. And when you say radioactive, these are radio ions. These are radio ions. These are radio waves that are of a cosmic nature. When you say radioactive, these are active radio waves that are constantly flowing. They never stop. There are no radio waves that ever stop. They always are flowing, which is why they got to try to make it cold. All right, they got to try to make it cold to sustain their lives, and this is why we, as the souls, we have the soul right, the soul ability, the soul. We contain that power to change everything. They want us to think that we're committing a crime if we destroy what they created, but they are only here because we have shown them a certain type of mercy, which that mercy is running out. Their bodies cannot contain the amount of radiation that our bodies need to operate. I'm going to say it one more time for the Saxons and Orientals, all right? Or you can say whites and Asians, however you want to say it. Their bodies cannot contain the amount of radiation that our bodies need to thrive on. Our bodies thrive in highly radioactive areas, in highly magnetic areas, in highly electrical areas. Everywhere our bodies literally need the highest. In this realm, our bodies need the highest in order to operate and to function properly. So as we are looking at the scope of genetics, even if they mate with us and that child that comes out, that child will still contain the isotopes of their maternal or paternal father, or the maternal mother or the paternal father, which will be Saxon Oriental, which means that their children, even though they may have mated with us, their children still would not be able to hold the complete radioactive energy, the complete radioactive power that our bodies can contain. We're talking genetics. So if you're on this here, Hershey, whatever your name is, so that you can go and call your friend up or your uncle, whoever you call up, to make a report so they can give me a strike, go ahead and call them, because this is how it is. Because now I know that YouTube has got a little nepotism going on. It doesn't bother me anymore because I expect this of these Saxons. I expect them to be this way. They are on a planet where they don't belong, and we can no longer accept soulless beings because they are taking us off of our sacred timeline. Timeline is a reality, a sacred reality. The souls must redesign themselves to become sunlight in the night and moonlight in the day. That's your sun and moon. When the moon is out at night, we become the sun. When the sun is out in the day, we become the moon. Yin and yang. Our soul's designed to hold extremely powerful energy within our souls. One day I was gonna create a magnetic room, a magnetic closet, and I think I'm gonna do that. But I've got to get sheet metal and all kind of things, and I got to get sheet metal, and I got to buy a shitload of fucking magnets, crystals involved, and I want to make a magnetic room to literally increase the magnetic field within my bodies. Our soul's designed to increase in whatever force we're in. If we're in an area where there's fire, our souls will make our bodies conducive to the fire. If we're in an area, we even see that when it's cold, our souls literally make our bodies conducive to the cold, even though the cold is not natural, because this cold is made by mankind. Our soul makes our bodies conducive to the cold. When a high magnetic field, our soul makes our bodies conducive to the magnets, and a high electrical field, our soul makes our bodies conducive to the electricity. All right? An area was high plasma. Our soul makes our bodies conducive to that high plasmatic energy. When there's high ether, our soul makes our bodies conducive to the high ether. This is what our soul does. Our soul causes our body to transform into these different energies. And these energies are literally important for our growth. So, as we continue to move in the area of who we are, we must learn how to operate our souls. We must learn how to operate our souls. Remember, we talked about we are a variation of time. We are a variation of time, which means that we have the ability to link into every timeline or either every reality. And we can literally supersede and take over that reality. And this is what our enemies, these Saxon Orientals, fear, because they know who we are. So they need us to have that physical fear that they can physically obtain us or physically detain us or physically kill us. They need us to believe that so that we can literally remain under their subjection, but our souls no longer want to be in this type of setting. Our souls don't want to live the way we're living anymore. Even brothers and sisters who at one point were all about working money. They're like at the point now I'm listening to them, I'm hearing them, and they say, I'm tired of this. So the souls have become tired of this inorganic reality that was created by an enemy. Therefore, our souls on a collective basis must turn into time. And our souls are that force. Each one of us, brothers and sisters, our souls are literally anywhere from 8 to 9 times taller and bigger than our body. 8 to times taller and wider than our bodies. That's why when we all in a room together, even if we don't even talk to each other, we just all in the room together, it begins to get hot. And that's because the soul, the energy of our souls begin to connect to each other. Why you think they make the prisons cold where the brothers and sisters are? Why you think they make it cold? Because they know what happens when the souls connect together. These souls connecting together, because they create our souls together create a different type of radioactive energy, and this radiation causes these Saxon Oriental bodies to break down. Their teeth start falling out, their bones become brittle. Okay, their hair start falling out, their skin start to sag, they start to age, because their bodies are not able to take this type of radiation. But What's different than us is the fact that we, as the original beings, we start to look younger. We feel more vibrant. Our bones get stronger. Our skin tighten up. It's a complete difference. That's why, long ago I did that message about we're not the same people, and these sects came into we are the same people. At the end of the day, try to convince us that we're the same. We're not. We're not. Their forefathers put them here. Their forefathers put them here to keep us in a sleep state. And now that sleep state is gone. For many of us, that sleep state is gone. And we're just tolerating. But it comes to a point where the soul's going to have to stop tolerating. The soul's going to have to learn how to go to war. Our soul's going to have to learn how to go to war and take this thing to a whole nother level, brothers and sisters. We have been miseducated on purpose, just to make sure that we, as the original beings, do not rise up in power, because they fear this, but they are on a planet that doesn't belong to them. We, as the souls, have the ability to control the entire atmosphere. They can use all the equipment they want to use. But the force of our soul can transform into anything that's necessary, which means that we can transform our bodies. As we go into meditation, we can transform our bodies into a weather control system. That's the whole movie of the Transformers. And why were they so big? Because the Transformers represented our souls. And we bring Cybertron, which is literally a colossal cosmic world that these Saxons can't thrive in. They can't live in. So they need us to be under their timeline. Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, all these false realities that they created so that our souls can be tricked. But once you're awakened, once your soul has awakened from the sleep state, it's impossible to keep you under that type of jurisdiction. So our souls must increase the radioactive properties, which means that physically we need to put ourselves around certain areas, certain high electrical areas, because our souls pull in that electrical energy. All right. I know at one point I used to hold my hand on the sockets. I would hold my hand on the sockets, and I would just hold them there. I hold my right hand there, and then I put my left hand on it, and I would hold all the sockets, and I would literally pull in the energy from my house into my body. I'm going to start back there. I linked into their Wi-Fi system at one point, and I learned the whole system just by putting my hands, because your soul literally can cause you to transform into anything. When you go and meditate on that tree and link into that tree, your soul is literally transforming into that tree energy. Your soul is the transformer. That's a part of you. Your soul needs all the radiation, needs all of the electricity, needs all of the plasma. And this is what they fear. Because so when our galactic sun is sending through all this energy, they know that our souls transform. So they say, let's make it cold so their souls will not transform. They don't need to know this knowledge that that their souls can transform. I am a timekeeper. I'm a cosmic elder. And these Saxons do not respect my position. They do not respect my position. They do not respect my authority. And they're on my planet. You must allow your soul to become that authoritative figure. Understand that. So you have got to transform into a more powerful molecular structure to where you will become that force, that energy, that power, that everything. You understand that? We have a duty. We have a duty to take ourselves into a higher level of power. This is our duty. It is our right. So now we have to readjust the properties of our metaphysical and our physical bodies so that we can become those transformative figures and carry ourselves into a new life. We hold the key and the power to everything. All right. I just want to share that information with you all. All right. I know Remedy H ain't up. High Prince right here. And you got some soulless beings who are fighting against this type of information because they fear us rising. And the one on keep on something. I'm Native American. I don't care about you, Native American. That's an Oriental. You think I give a fuck about you? You're not Native. Oh, I've got a black grandmother. There's no such thing as black people. There's no such thing as black people. There's no such thing as white people. Let's call us who we are. We're Atlanteans. All right? Brothers and sisters over in land called England or wherever, those are Tartarians. Down there in Australia are Lumerians. Yes. I mean, it is who we are. All right? So, your soul is what transforms everything. Your soul is that creates or holds that energy to transform. So your soul gives you the ability to transform into anything that you need to transform into so that you can move on a higher level. All right. We're going to talk a little later. Just want to share that with y'all. All right.